Hi all, welcome to the Wes Knows Honest Reviews channel about fitness technology. Today, we'll be reviewing the Huawei Band 3 Pro, a solid and full-featured activity tracker that we are truly excited about. We'll discuss what's it good at and what could have been done better. The Huawei Band 3 Pro took to the global market at the end of 2018. That's right, that's when the Huawei Mate 20, 20 Pro and the Huawei Watch GT were introduced to the masses. Even though we are well into 2020, this band is still selling strong and bringing fight to newer trackers and bands from the big boys like Fitbit Inspire HR, Samsung Galaxy Fit, Honor and Xiaomi Mi bands. The Huawei Band 3 Pro isn't perfect, but it is excellent value, packing features that are usually bundled in much pricier wearables. Our first impressions on the 3 Pro. It's a strong 4 out of 5. It's so light on your wrist. The UI is user-friendly and so easy to get accustomed to. A great screen that's very bright. The contrast is exceptionally good. Very deep blacks, all thanks to the glass OLED display that makes it so easy to look at, even in direct sunlight. We heartily welcome a screen that is a tad wider than the usual extra slim trackers introduced by other big brands in 2019 and 20. The silicon band left us smiling. The wrist does not sweat under it. It sits very comfortably and snug under your sleeve. And then again, there's the standalone GPS, and that's worth 1,000 words. Huawei is a Chinese technology powerhouse. For 33 years since their foundation in 1987, Huawei has been creating value for its customers through innovation, bridging the digital divide and meeting the world's need for connectivity. They aim to make digital services more affordable and equally accessible to all. So without further ado, let's get into it and review the Huawei Band 3 Pro in detail. Just look at that AMOLED glass screen sitting in a plate of brushed aluminium. The beveled aluminium frame around the screen is a statement of craftsmanship. It's attention to detail that sidesteps the styling shortcuts of the aforementioned alternatives, where the setting is usually plasticky and, quite frankly, cheap to the touch and to look at. Not sure if this is a styling feature or a feature that should make it less susceptible to scratches and scrapes. Either way, we are fond of the result. Finally, we can get on to the exciting stuff. The killer of most other activity bands in the price range of up to 50 quid or $50, the Huawei Band 3 Pro has its own GPS receiver and antenna. Can you believe it? Standalone GPS at this price. You can go for a run without your phone and the band will fully map your route and record your exertion level. You can look at it and break down the stats in the Huawei app when you get back to your phone and it syncs with your band. Now I need a minute to moan for a beat about this one. It seems the big fat brands are creaming it by selling bands without GPS or with GPS gimmicks, aka connected GPS. Let me explain. A tracker with no GPS at all is not really suitable for any proper run or cycle tracking. One with connected GPS can be great, but you'll need to take a phone with you, as the connected part means it doesn't actually have GPS on its own. It borrows your phone's GPS signal. So if you want to go for some exercise without a paperweight in your pockets, you have to splash out considerably more of your hard-earned cash. Go Huawei, that's what I say. Another non-gimmick feature is the swimming mode. Yes, the Huawei Band 3 Pro is water resistant up to 50 meters. It's more than capable of logging your pool swim as well as your open water drills. You get your stats on stroke recognition, number of laps, and hence the SWOLF score. For those not into swimming, SWOLF is basically a combination of your strokes and time per length. Another cherry on the cake is the amazingly good battery life, claiming up to 14 days of casual use and 7 hours for GPS tracking. But any coin has two sides, and the other side in our case is not that good. The charging pod is small and flimsy. Trust me, losing it is way easier than finding it. The battery is charged via a 2-pin charging pod connected to the charging cradle through a clip. Battery type is the usual non-detachable lithium-ion battery. For the tech junkies, let's jump under the hood. The impression we get from the Huawei Band 3 Pro is that it is a slightly aged design, but the raw power and functionality of it is still so much desired. The key takeaways here are: the interface uses an ultra-low power Apollo 3 MCU, a newer generation of MCUs that essentially manage a further reduction in power consumption. It's also got the 6-axis acceleration sensor. 6 is good. The 3-axis ones are mostly used by very basic activity trackers. This sensor's job is to track movement in every direction. It takes the inertial measurements of your velocity, position, it can sense inclination, tilt, etc. The key here is that for accurate steps measurement, you need a multi-axis sensor. Let's talk about the display. This is a 0.95-inch 120 by 240 AMOLED screen, also seen in Xiaomi Mi Band 4, Honor Band 4 and 5, and even Samsung Galaxy Fit. There are 3 brightness levels, and the top one is easily powerful enough for bright sunny days. There's no auto brightness sensor, and hence you have to change the levels manually in the menu. On the other hand, Huawei had tried to make up for the lack of it by letting you dim the display at night. The band's interface is typical. You flick up and down on the screen to navigate between pages of information and functions, and there's also a capacitive button below the screen. Essentially, it's a home button, acting as an easy way to wake up the band if it doesn't respond to a wrist flick. And this button also takes you back to the watch face when you're in other parts of the interface. Let's talk about the drawbacks and shortcuts taken by Huawei here that justify us giving it just a 4 out of 5. Firstly, we miss out on the breathing mode from the predecessor, the 2 Pro. There's no rep counter for free weight fans. The screen is tiny, so don't expect to read that email you've been waiting for. It's not the most handsome nor elegant wearable on the market. There's no music function, and unfortunately, there's no NFC either. If you have enjoyed watching our video review, please push the subscribe button below the video and keep watching us for more honest reviews.